Ginger Star. Welcome back to another episode of Positive Power. You guys know the drill. You guys know how it is at this point. We've been doing this for quite a while. And for those of you guys who are new here, if you would be so kind enough to, hit the subscribe button down there so that you guys can stay tuned, that would be great. And that would be totally much appreciated. Guys, we love reading your comments, so also participate in the comments. You guys know that we love to give prizes to top commenters now. So we're always giving away stuff. We actually have some more Sailor Moon stuff that we're giving away for you Sailor Moon fans that were a big fan of that Terry Hawks interview. So that is awesome. And just one more announcement. We have to give a shout out to our big sponsor, Chico's. So let me tell you about Chico's, the Mexican restaurant. They are out in Greenville, North Carolina, one of the best Mexican restaurants that you will ever go to. And now they have a deal on Thursday nights. If you go in, you can actually get 50% off margaritas for you older kids out there. All you got to do is tell them that Ginger Star from Positive Power sent you. Oh, yeah. So for today's interview, we actually have a DJ in the house, and I'm so excited about this because we've never had a DJ in the house before, so we have a lot of things going on. It's going to be awesome. Guys, I think you guys are going to be for a real treat, so let's go ahead and bring him out. You guys know the drill. Let's get positive! Hey guys, it's Ginger Star. Welcome to another episode of Positive Power.
That one's going to go on for several seasons.
I'm a big fan of anime myself. As a matter of fact, I kind of grew up with the 90s anime.
Oh, acceptance. We haven't even talked about acceptance.
ISizzle, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing excellent. Thank you so much. Your podcast is amazing. I love the positivity. I love the energy. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you for being here. We're just happy that you're here. This is a positive power first, and you guys know how we love positive power first. Guys, hashtag positive power first down in the comments. So we're going to start here, ISizzle. Let's talk about that catchphrase that you have going on that's so popular. It's on the West Side right now, but we're trying to bring it all over the United States because we really want fans to learn about your business. So what does you sizzle, we sizzle mean?
Sure, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for that intro, by the way. That's, love it. Okay. So basically, the ISizzle brand is about positivity, bringing people together, kindness, all the good stuff we're supposed to be doing on a daily basis, but maybe sometimes we forget. So through music and dance, we bring everybody together for a good positive celebration.
I was reading through my notes here. We had a chance to talk a little bit backstage. You have performed over 200 weddings, guys, and some unnamed celebrities, which unfortunately we can't mention,
Contracts. Non-disclosure, all that stuff. Yeah,
but it's in there. How does that feel to bring so much joy and so much happiness to so many people?
Yeah, it's amazing. On a daily basis, I just wake up and I just start with gratitude, just thankful to be in a place to, bring positivity and as well as just be in people's special moments, the best days of their lives and everything. So to be able to have a job where you can actually be in the best days of people's lives is, I can't think of anything better. So I'm very lucky, very blessed.
I'm just kind of curious, how did you get started with this? What was your inspiration to say, you know what, I'm going to bring a music company out there and I'm just going to kind of put it out there. What was your start?
Yeah. So one day I found this tiny little pocket mixer. It was this big in a closet at my friend's house. And I was like, what is this? And he's like, oh, it's a mixer for DJing. And I'm like, oh, cool. And this was 2020. Yeah, 2020. And I hooked it into a laptop, downloaded some music, just started mixing back and forth. And then all of a sudden, people are like, hey, would you play my party? And I'm like, sure, I'll play your party for you. And then the whole pandemic thing hit and we were locked inside for months on end. So I just sat down and started doing YouTube tutorials. I started learning all the newest music. I learned as much as I could about weddings, different events. pretty much locked myself in the house for like months on end until I figured it out. And then once the pandemic started coming to an end, I said, I bet you a lot of people are going to be getting married. So let me see if I could find some sites where I can get hired to be a wedding DJ. And the first year we started in July, I think it was 2021. And we booked like 20 shows during that from like July until December. And then the next year we booked 70 plus shows. So everything just kind of took off in a natural progression. And since then, it's been just kind of a blur of just fun and happiness.
It all started with the pandemic. I feel like that was a wake-up call for a lot of people. Like, oh my gosh,
oh, yeah.
Something major happened. So I really got to get my goals and my dreams, you know.
Yeah.
So that was like the perfect time for a lot of companies to really like, you know, get up and, you know, go out there. Do you maybe have like a particular favorite song or, you know, anything that stands out, like anything that you've created that you're like, oh man, this is like the best thing I've ever done?
Oh, sure. So I'll kind of look around the crowd and I'll be like, well, looks like there's about 150 to 200 people here. They're all wearing cowboy hats. Let me start with like a classic country song, something like a Brooks and Dunn, something that everybody here would know. And I call them like multi-generational songs. So even if you're young, you'll still probably like it. And if you're older, it's just a song that brings back great memories. So I'd probably start with that for if we're going to start partying at a wedding. And then another song I would do if it's more of a pop wedding is something like an Earth, Wind and Fire, September. It's just a classic. Everybody seems to know it and love it. And then from there, you kind of feel the crowd out and see how everybody's doing, kind of move from there. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Well, that answers the first part. So the second part, so when you mentioned before that you spent hours and hours, you know, locked in your home because we couldn't go anywhere else, right? Like,
right.
You know, creating music, like, is there like a particular soundbite that you were just like, oh my goodness, this is a brain flipper, like this really flips? So what is your favorite moment there? Or you're like, do you have like a favorite song that's out there, like in the site deck somewhere?
That's a good question. I mean, I think like soundbite wise, I studied so many different DJs. I really like a lot of like the harder like electronic stuff, like stuff from like David Guetta, stuff from Tiesto. Just watching them perform was such an influence to me, as well as just finding like smaller DJs from the East Coast is really interesting. Like there's DJs up in like New Jersey, the Carolinas. They have like different shows they'll show you, so you can just kind of study their stuff. And I think that really influenced me is just for like different sound bites and just like learning from others.
What is something specific that you created that you really...
Oh, myself? I've worked with a few, like I worked with an artist, actually hired him like to do a feature off of Fiverr. They're from like Nigeria. They did a song called Get It In with me. I did the beat for it and the hook, and then they just like dropped a couple 8-bar verses on it. And it's kind of just like a motivational song, like when you go to the gym or when you're just at a party or whatever. We did a animated music video that's on YouTube, and then we also have lots of press for it as well, different interviews I've done for that song. Yeah, I mean, it's all online. You can find it on all the streaming platforms. That's DJ ISizzle. Yeah, and it's like get it.
Sometimes, you know, that's all that we really need, you know, to get started anywhere. So you do a lot of wedding venues, and it sounds like you have like a really, like you have like a popular, like how many people listen to your beat so far? Do you give us a number?
It's probably in the millions in the worldwide scene. Somewhere in there, like all the platforms combined. I'm not a huge like a huge music producer, like in the world of music and everything. So, but I do enjoy making music. It's more of kind of like a side project. Going out and doing gigs is really the main focus of everything. But I do enjoy making the music and the beats as well, working with different artists.
Are there any artists that you're allowed to talk about that you've worked with?
Sure. Yeah, we worked with Girl Highlight, Jay Shep, Mac Dundee, mostly like Northwest Seattle artists. I kind of keep it local for the most part out here in the scene. So it's a different scene, like musically out here. Like you have everybody from like a Macklemore to a Nirvana to Jimi Hendrix. I mean, it's just such a diverse, like hip hop to alternative rock to, yeah, it's all over the place out here. So I think musically you just have to kind of choose whatever you feel most like drawn to make, you know, as far as music and beats go and everything. Yeah.
That's awesome. I might have to hit you up one of these days. Be like, hey, can you make a beat for Positive Power?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to.
That would be awesome. We'll have to do some collabs in the future for sure. Tell us, like, where do you want to take this? Like, what is your vision for the future?
No, that's a great question. So this coming 2025, the goal is to book 200 events and play 200 events throughout the Northwest. So my original record was about 75 events in 1 year. So I want to double that and then add a little on top of that. Yeah.
You think only, you don't want to like maybe do like 400? Because it sounds like
well,
or is like 400 like too much?
Well, I mean, there's 365 days in a year, so that would definitely be a hustle. I mean, that would be a lot of shows. I would need a few days in between to kind of recover from every party, but I think 200's, I think that's a pretty admirable goal. But yeah, I mean, I would be open to more than that if it happens, you know.
You just kind of stay like on the Seattle, Washington side, or, you know, do you go to other places to perform as well?
Yeah, I say we because I have an assistant that always travels with me, helps me with the driving and helps me with the setup and everything. Portland is probably about 2.5 hours from Seattle. We play a lot of shows down there too, different weddings as well. And then we go all the way up to the border of Canada, up in like the Bellingham area. So it's usually about a 3-hour radius from Seattle all the way to the border of Canada and then all the way to Portland down. So there is a lot of different locations you can play.
So you've been to Canada? Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I grew up, it's almost on the border. It was up in the San Juan Islands, up on Lopez. It's like the border of like Canada. It's like Lopez is here and then Canada's here and then the States are here. So we're kind of like somewhere just barely like right on the border. So I love Canada. Canada's a great place.
Awesome. Do you have like a website or like any other social media platforms? Mm-hmm. If my fans wanted to be like, oh man, ISizzle is so cool, you know, now I gotta go check him out. Like, where can my fans find you? Oh, for sure. DJ ISizzle.com. That's the main site. And then all my social medias are up there as well. But across all social medias, it's DJ ISizzle. All right, guys. So be looking out for DJ ISizzle 110%. Gotta go, you know, show him some love. You know, and, you know, we kind of have like a mix of, you know, Positive Power fans that kind of come through all the way from like, you know, young to like mid-age adults, even to the little ones. So tell us a little bit about that event that you know, did at that middle school the other day. Like, oh, sure. I create kind of like a script and overall outline to kind of keep everything flowing. So just kind of start with like some good welcome music, and then I encourage everybody to like start doing line dances like cha-cha slide. I started throwing in the wobble. I don't know if you know wobble. That's a pretty good one. Wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble baby. And I've noticed a pretty good reaction to that one as well. And then I'll have like a guest DJ or somebody come up and help me with the Macarena. We'll just be like, hey, if you guys could help me, you know, lead everybody in the Macarena. And then from there, we just kind of go into the limbo, and then we do a limbo contest, give out some glasses, whoever wins the limbo contest. And then from there we do like we do Come On Ride the Train. So we'll do a whole train around the whole room and everything. I'll hand them the glow sticks, and then we'll turn it up like it's 2009. We'll do some party rock. And then after that, it just kind of gets really crazy. Like it goes into like gummy bear. It just comes into like jumping up and down. I encourage the kids to like, if you're having a bad day, like just let it out. You know, we can be as loud as we want here. Like it's all about positivity, getting rid of that negative energy that you've been feeling maybe today or the week or whatever. Just let it go, and just have a good time tonight. So all in all, they're pretty fun events. I mean, sometimes you have anywhere between like 100 to 150 kids that show up. So
it gets rowdy. So it gets really rowdy, and they're just so much fun to work with. So I think we'll be going back there the next few months, and then I've got a bunch of different like elementary schools that hire me out throughout the year to do like their glow light events and everything else. Yeah, it's always a good time.
So for my business people that are watching the podcast today, if they have something that's kind of similar or maybe even something that's a little bit different, like how do you get involved with the school that they allow you to work with children? Because I feel like, especially in today's world, that's a challenge in itself. So how do you get involved with those schools? Like how do you reach out and contact those schools?
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes it just kind of falls into your lap. Like I got an email where they had like a previous DJ that was, I don't know if he was like a dad of one of the kids, and then he eventually, like, the kid grew up and then he just stopped doing it for him. And then I got a random email like a save our show, we don't have a DJ, we need a DJ in like a couple of weeks, are you available? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And they're like, there's always the same questions, like, you're not gonna play anything explicit, like you're gonna be like, it's gonna be like kid friendly kind of music. Like they always give that question, and then just those little things. And then I always have, like, my whole social media is all about positivity, so I don't ever post anything negative or anything that would turn people off. Sometimes I'll just approach schools, or I'll just ask around, like from previous schools. I'll be like, hey, do you know any other schools that need a DJ or anything like that? So referrals are really big, reviews are huge, and then just doing an amazing job really helps to build a good reputation. So that's something I would recommend. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. So does your company like have any sponsors that also kind of support you guys, or are you just kind of like totally just branding out like on your own, like by yourself?
Yeah, I mean, the company's still pretty new. I mean, we're about 4 to 5 years old right now. So at this moment, it's just kind of just working on the brand and then just getting brand awareness right now. But I pretty much just work with bigger companies that hire me to come in for either like a Christmas party for Amazon or a store opening for like a Target. So I guess that's the best brand like sponsorship I have, would just be them hiring me and then just kind of associating my brand with them. So.
Yeah, that's right. Because we talked about how you had an opportunity to work with Amazon. Like, what was that experience like? What exactly did you do for them?
They had hit me up on my website and they were just like, hey, are you available for this? We're going to have a Christmas party or a holiday party and we need a DJ. I don't know if you'd be available to do it. And I was like, sure. So I got booked for the one job. And then a couple days later, they're like, hey, we have a second party. Would you be willing to come down for that? And Amazon, I don't know if you know, is like based in Seattle. So they have their corporate headquarters here. And like, you go into this place and it's just like, everything's a badge. You got to like sign all these like non-disclosure, like you won't sell any of their information. You got to have like an escort come in with you. So it's like high security, but all the employees are like super friendly, super nice. And I don't know if I can really share much more about the holiday party than that, but I say it was a great experience working with them. So there's one that, if you're a DJ, I highly recommend, doing the same.
What is your inspiration? Like, what would you tell to people that, are really, really good and like they're really talented at something and they're just hesitant to put themselves out there? Like, what advice would you give them?
I would say surround yourself with positive people that support what you want to do. You really do have to like have somebody else with you along the journey. Know what you're good at as well. And if you're not good at something, like I'm not one that wants to be driving 2 hours to a wedding, but my wife loves to drive. So I hand that off to her. She's not going to be the one playing music for people and hyping people up and doing announcements and welcoming in people, the wedding party and the bride and groom. But that's something that I'm great at. So you just kind of have to know like what your strength is and then try to find somebody that can help you like offset that strength. But the number one thing, like I just said, is definitely positivity. Like you got to be positive every day about what you want to do and just keep pushing forward. And as long as you have an overall goal, you'll succeed. And I mean, you just have to have that overall goal. I think that really helps. So, yeah.
That's a really great and inspiring answer. And personally, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with a couple working together, on the project. If anything, that probably makes you guys stronger as a couple. Like,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, she has her skills, and then you have your what?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like she wouldn't want to do any of the hiring or talking to couples beforehand, and that's something I really enjoy doing. Like I enjoy sending out emails, messages, the whole process of everything, talking to couples, doing the questioning and the interviews, like make sure we're a good fit for each other, so yeah, I'm very lucky and blessed to have met somebody like that, and yeah, gets better every day, I think.
That kind of reminds me a little bit of, my co-star, Canel. He's not able to go on to like everything that I do, but we do like the long distance journeys. I was thinking about how you said your wife loves to drive. Like he's always driving us everywhere, and he's like, oh, sure, you get to sleep for 3 hours and I have to, drive through this mess. And I'm like, yeah. And then like, we go to like the Comic-Con or like the
cool.
And
yeah,
we were just at the one out in Virginia not too long ago, and we got to meet Veronica Taylor. We did a Jason Page interview. Jason Page was the creator of the original Pokemon theme song for.
Oh my gosh!
As her anime.
Were you like starstruck, like fanning out, like because if I go to those kind of events, like I can't look at people in the eye. I'm such a fan, and like I don't know what to say. I'm like hi, like that's the best I can do. So.
I think that I would have been a little bit more starstruck if it was maybe like my first time,
Oh, okay.
But to be fair, like I had interviewed like so many people like up to that point, and like Canel was like running the camera, and he was like wanting to steal the show. He was like, okay, Ginger, we're here like 2024 Collecticon, and he just grabbed that camera and he started talking through it. He's like, all right, let's get this interview rolling. And I'm like, Canel, I'm supposed to be asking the questions, and it's so funny because like I think he's so good at like in-person interviews, like and yeah, I think he gets a lot from watching me do them, but like when we do like Zoom interviews, he's not as comfortable, and I'm
okay.
It's easier,
Yeah.
to do it, versus in person, like but no, like he gets a kick out of it. I think he loves it. I can't say that I would never get nervous interviewing someone. I know when I interviewed Ray, and I'll just be honest, because I was such a fan of hers like, before we even did the interview. It was very hard for me to, not let my inner child come out.
Right.
I had to hold back like so much, but it was so much fun. But like I said, I think it's because I had that experience, because we interviewed Terry before we did Jason. Like if I had not had that experience, it probably would have been like, what's my first line?
Yeah.
Your star from, I probably would have done that. And now it's official, Positive Power fans. There you guys know. There you guys go. Like when I interviewed Terry, yes, I was very nervous. It was very hard to stay cordial, but I got through it, and now I'm interviewing people all over. So and now I'm interviewing you today. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I love your enthusiasm. Like it sparks like so much inspiration. Like when you just hear people like just yourself talking about it, it's like I can just feel that like that good energy. So it's cool to listen to. I love it. I love it.
Oh, thank you. I really do appreciate that. So Positive Power fans, if you want to go check him out, or maybe if you're getting ready to get married, and if you guys want to book DJ ISizzle, he would be a great candidate for your music needs. That's right. So we are almost going to be out. Don't forget to follow him. I'm going to put his social media links down below, guys. And don't forget, as always, guys,
stay positive.
and watch some more videos over here and over here.